Now, it gives us great pleasure to continue with our journey of mastery, with our series of masters. Today, we have a master in the form of a self-made businessman, a man who personifies the spirit of entrepreneurship, which makes us very excited, and lives by the motto, through tragedy comes opportunity, a motto made ever so evident by not only his story, but by his incredible success and the passion for wanting South Africa to be a better place for tomorrow's society. Preach it. Joining us today is the visionary, the activist. He's a leader, he's a mentor, he's a motivator, a serial entrepreneur who sits as the group chief executive with a beard, as equally as impressive, Mr. Waheed Adam.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Great to have you.
Inspired by your story.
Thank you very much.
And wonderful to know that, you know, within your heart, you want to see South Africa become a better place. But this is the same country that at the age of 22 was pushing you back because of the then system and saying, because of the color of your skin, because of the lack of skills that you have, you can't step into the formal sector of work. But then you made your own way.
You create your own sector.
Yeah. Take us through that journey.
All right. So I grew up in Johannesburg, in the old city of Johannesburg, and it was a time when the place was beautiful. I mean, it was fantastic to be there. Johannesburg converged, everyone converged for work, for play, doesn't matter. But it was also a tough political era, and apartheid reigned.
Deeply segregated, yeah.
Growing in the city, growing up in the city was kind of, you lived in a great place, but I couldn't visit the park. I couldn't do the movies, I couldn't go to theatre, let alone there wasn't even a high school for us. So you kind of grew up in a period where you were kind of told your place is here and there's no success road for you. Humble beginnings, I think, was also part of the thing. Parents separated, my dad had two families. Growing up, bringing two families at the time for a black family wasn't easy either. So I felt as a youngster that maybe it's time I kind of earned, maybe even just my pocket money would be a relief for family. And that gave rise to me learning how to make copper wire beaded bangles. And I started with that. And I made these things and I sold it. First to family, then to friends, and then eventually they had to buy, of course. You know. But that sense of making my own, doesn't matter if it's a cent or a rand, that first bit of profit that I made gave me that sense of independence, that sense of empowerment. And I knew then I could do what I want, even if it was just at the time being able to afford my own crisp and cool drink at the shop. You know. And once I got that, then it was a snowball. At 14, I started working for what they call today as an outbound call center. Those days we called it telecanvassing divisions. I soon supervised that till the age of 19. Got into sales after I told the sales manager that his team was certainly no good.
I can do better.
Yeah, in his Belgian accent, he told me that I'm a big mouth, I should try it.
And you did.
He lost his job not so long after. And I soon became the top rep of the company.
Wow.
And but it got to that point where the ugly head of apartheid stepped in, and I was training people that were becoming my superiors. And there was two reasons for that. The one is, you're black South African, again, there's no expectation for advancement. And the other is, I was at the time about 20, 21. So I guess a bit young. But then I said, if you can't respect my capabilities and abilities, I will go do it myself.
Wow.
Again, people didn't think that was possible. Yeah. And at 22, I started my business. Never looked back.
And the rest is history. As I'm looking into your eyes, and I have the great pleasure, great honor of interviewing a lot of people who have gone through a deeply personal journey, but you're talking about some very dark things. In a very philosophical, I can almost get a sense that you've been able to let go of a lot. In an emotional sense, which is, I think, maybe feeds into your motto, through tragedy comes opportunity. What has it taken to get you to that point where that actually rings true? Because I can see it in your eyes.
Yeah, and I think, if it wasn't the fact that I wasn't given this opportunity in terms of what my capabilities were, then I may not have started my own business. So it was important that that challenge became my opportunity. And through the journey of my own business, I've had similar instances. I mean, walking into the bank at 22 with long hair, and I did, and going to the bank manager, I want a business account, he kind of looked at me firstly and saying, okay, well, does your daddy know you're here, So I had those kind of challenges as well, and then it was about proving that I can do it. So that became a challenge, the bank manager. And I remember going to him 6 months into my business and going, by the way, here's the gold card you didn't want to give me.
How do you like me
You know,
now?
I did that. So it was those kind of nuances along my journey that just kept popping up. And every time I felt that a challenge hit me, I just saw the opportunity through it.
Yeah. And here you are right now, the Group Chief Executive of Prime Group, doing incredible things in all kinds of different
Going
sectors,
to
not
World
just
Cups.
one, just amazing opportunities. But you're also creating opportunities for young entrepreneurs out there. You're offering an opportunity to be mentored. Tell me how this is happening in your very, very busy schedule, and what drives that?
So I think one is my journey. I understand the journey of an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
It's the sense of duty. So I think if you got the luxury of experience, then we want to pass that on. And I think our country right now is in a state of poor economy. I mean, we know unemployment rates are really high, and to me, the corporates are at this point automating. Technology is driving job shedding.
Yeah.
So where is the opportunity? And the opportunity to me is where the entrepreneur sits. Because if we can create opportunities, at the same time we then create employment. When it comes to government, for example, and they talk about big business sitting around the table because Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa wants to find solutions. My biggest frustration is that he calls on big business, corporates. He's not talking to the entrepreneurs directly. So I challenge Mr. Ramaphosa to call us and do put us on that table, because we the people that's going to create the jobs this country so needs. So mentoring is part of that. If we don't help grow the young entrepreneur, well then we might as well close shop.
Well, you're turning entrepreneurship into big business, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you for mentoring us for the last 5 minutes. I think these are the moments that Kat and I live for in this space. It really is amazing to feed off that energy. Thank you so much. And for everything that you do, not just for sharing that today with us, but I think sharing on a far larger scale what it means to truly master your own destiny. I know we're using big concepts, but that's what it's about. And I think a lot of young entrepreneurs would have been inspired by this, especially young and old. I speak from personal experience. So from a master ahead of his time, undoubtedly, but certainly still in his prime as we speak. We send our salutes to you and every other young and old entrepreneur out there. The fact is that whoever aspires you to be great at what you do, that needs to be put on a pedestal.
Yeah, and of course to always continue in the pursuit of mastering yourself, as that journey will lead you to mastering your look, like the gentleman here has done, for a journey with less bumps, less stress, and no mess. Up for BIC's premium range of disposable razors. They are available at your local leading retailers nationwide. I hope you took notes as well, especially when you start getting the salt and pepper.
Oh, buddy, can we extend the segment a little bit? That was very nice.
Master your look with BIC Flex.